I said, what is mindset? What does that mean? And, my aunt back in the day, for a woman, she was a very independent woman and she was a millionaire.
Oh, wow.
And she became a millionaire on her own.
Wow.
Through her work and through real estate investing.
Oh, wow.
And my grandparents who came here from Italy also.
Wow.
And my grandparents who came here from Italy also invested in real estate in Coney Island.
I see.
They ended up in Coney Island. They didn't originally come to they went upstate New York and they had a farm.
Yep.
And they were in different areas, Delaware. And then they eventually came to Coney Island. And my grandfather was a butcher. And my grandfather also built about 37 houses in Miami, Florida.
Wow. Wow.
And he was the head builder. So isn't it funny how everything, just the circle of life, that just dawned on me, wait a minute, and then he had this ceiling, this special design in the ceiling that he created.
Yeah.
That people would say, can I get the FALCO ceiling?
Oh my God.
I want that design in my ceiling. So
love it.
They invested in a lot of, in Coney Island, it's a lot of, they call it commercial because there's a store down below and then apartments above.
Yeah, mixed use. Yeah,
mixed use. So back then they just called it commercial. So
yes,
my grandparents, came here with nothing, like bread. You know what I mean?
Throw something out if it's okay. In India, where I'm from, by the way, this is happening all the time, where there are shops at the bottom and residences on the top. This is like the 40s and 50s. So this is very, very, new in the Western culture. It's a little bit newer concept, but, in developed countries, it was there because of space. You needed to have people living up there and having their business downstairs.
Yeah. That's so great. I'm so happy you brought that up. Yeah. And in Brooklyn, you do see that a lot, but yeah, they knew real estate, they knew intuitively. And so they started to invest in these types of properties. My grandfather was a butcher and he owned the building that he had his butcher shop in. And, the upstairs we called them tenants then. We don't say tenants anymore. We say residents.
Residents. Yes. We always
want to say tenants. We say residents, right? But back then, if I were talking their language, it was tenants. We have tenants upstairs,
I know we always say tenants, trash, and toilets, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Termites is the other T, which we want to stay away from. But residents, yes, we want the best of the best residents who are having the excellent experience in our communities. Premier Monil communities or premium Falcon, your last name communities like that.
Yeah.
What have you found in the mindset of these great entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
What have you found? Maybe 3 to 4 very common things which they work on every day.
Yes. Well, I would say that, some of the things that really stand out for me is their ways of being. And I always presence the ways of being, even though you may not think of that, here in the front part, it is who you're being that is creating what's happening in your life.
Yeah.
So when I look at people that are multimillionaires, billionaires, multi-billionaires, the first thing that comes to my mind is commitment.
Yeah. Yep.
And really understanding what commitment means, because there are levels of commitment.
Yes. Yeah.
I could be sometimes committed. I could be kind of committed. Or I could be committed AF, all the way in committed, level 4 commitment. So if you're all in at 99%, you're not committed.
Yeah.
It's 100%.
1% can put you in the hardest time. You say, I'm not committed. You have to be 100 or 101%, maybe go on the other side.
Yeah. So
overly committed, right?
Right. And really embodying what commitment is. And so in order to get to level 4 commitment, you have to look at all the areas in your life.
Yeah.
And you get to look at, where do I go all in and where I don't go all in?
Yeah.
And you have to create consistency.
Yeah.
Because if you don't go all in, committed on every level, there's going to be breakdowns. And those breakdowns can hold you back from moving forward. So you may be moving forward over here.
Yeah.
And then over here, and then over here, a little bit. So you really have to look at all the areas of your life and kind of grade them like a 1 to 10. Where am I at in my relationships? If you're married, where am I at with my partner? If you have children, where am I at with my kids? Am I a 10 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10?
Yes.
And then when you look there, you can see what's missing. And then you can work on the commitment piece. Another piece is responsibility.
Yeah.
Accountability.
Yeah.
And you know, when I think of accountability and I see millionaires and billionaires, they understand the concept that they are 100% accountable for everything that happens in their life.
Yes.
You will never hear a millionaire or billionaire, very rarely if you do, it's shocking, say, oh, that happened because Jimmy didn't take care of our P&L reports and he didn't look at the compression cap rates, and that's why that's falling apart. No.
They take accountability on their shoulders, let's say, because they didn't communicate, or whoever was working, they had to hire the right person and give the assignment. You're so right. So right.
You're going to look at you. You're going to look at, where do you stand as source in all of it? And again, this is not just your business. This is your relationships.
Yeah.
And what I want to share about that is that some people go, well, my business and my relationships are separate.
No, they are not. We are a total person. We are one person. Yeah.
So look.
Hi, you are listening to Syndication Made Easy podcast. We will be right back after this short break.
Hi, thank you so much. This is Vinney Chopra, and thank you for subscribing to my podcast and YouTube channel and Facebook pages and all the great things, and LinkedIn. Connect with me. I come live to you every Friday at 9:30 Pacific with Vinney and Bo Show. Please also look at that. And also the podcast, which is my Apartment Syndication Made Easy. The book I wrote a couple of years back became international top seller on Amazon International now. And then we like to bring great guests for you every week or twice a week sometime to give you a lot of great knowledge. So please subscribe. You give us 5-star reviews on the iTunes. The better the guests we can bring, and our ranking will go higher also. Thanks again for following us and really getting the most out of it. Please comment, like, share, because we would love to bring better and better material for you.
So look, and I say look a lot because that's what we get to do in that mindset piece, is we get to look, and everything is going back to you. It's not out, it's what's happening here. So these are some really important elements. Another one that comes to mind is authenticity. And, who are you at your core? And are you giving everyone who you truly are? In other words, authenticity also to me equals vulnerability. When we can be vulnerable, that's where the power is. That's where the juicy stuff is. And people want to see our heart. Because that's how we connect.
Yep.
Right? We connect here. We don't connect here first.
So true.
We connect energetically. And, this, not to go on to, religious or spiritual beliefs. I'm a believer in God. I'm a believer in Jesus, but I also believe in how everything works together.
Yep.
Like, to me, I imagine Jesus and Buddha sitting together having a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And the principles are the same. And those,
so right what you're just saying.
Yeah.
A lot of people, young people, millennials, I find they don't believe in God. And even I've come across so many. And again, there is an almighty force. I loved when you said Buddha, Christ, and I was going to say Lord Krishna, maybe.
Yes.
They're all having a coffee together.
Yes, they are all having coffee together. I know that. I feel that. Like, I'm not putting anything on anybody. I respect.
No, totally. I respect every religion. I mean, I sold Bible books being a Hindu when I came to this country. I mean, that was what I needed to do. And I respect that very much. Also eating beef, in India.
That's right.
You cannot eat over there. So I had to make a commitment and say, oh my gosh, these are not Indian cows, but USA cows or something.
I love it. Oh my goodness.
Asked me that when I arrived here, he says, Vinod, would you be then totally vegetarian or would you not eat beef? So I slept over it. Next morning, I said I made a decision. And that was that, these are not Indian sacred cows.
I love it. Oh my goodness. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That's so cute. I love it. Yeah. So I love that. So, I know see, everything just ties together, right? So
it really
we talk
does.
about one thing and then it just ties to the other thing. And so, really being your authentic self in everything that you're doing, in your relationships with the people you love, with strangers, even. How do you treat strangers? You get to look at that. Like, what comes up for you? You don't know somebody, but do you say hello?
Yeah.
And I know that seems like, well, what does this have to do with Billionaire? Mm-hmm. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think it has to do with it?
I think the thing is that you are a person and you never know what kind of relationship tracks you're building and what kind of impressions you're leaving.
Right.
With the abundance mindset, you and I were having discussion, it's what we send out in signals outside, just the law of attraction, manifestation, natural laws.
Yes.
Same thing with billionaires. I think what you're saying is so right. Commitment, 100% overcommit, and then accountability. What you just mentioned is so, so true. Everybody can be a better person if we take care of those two, and then authenticity. Yes. I love it because we are a same person. How vulnerable we can make ourselves and have the buck stops with us, not outside. Nothing is outside. Like, I think there was that 1% is outside and 99% is inside.
Yes.
How can we make ourselves better every day? Our whole life will change.
Right.
People will start behaving differently. You have seen it. I've seen it. Many people listening to us and watching us have seen it, but we don't practice it every day.
Right.
I think that's the beauty of it, for us to really, know what is in our, who are we?
Right. And I love, and you just said a magic word, and the magic word was practice.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You're never 100% a billionaire mindset. No. You're never 100% any of these things at any given time. No. You're always becoming them.
Totally.
You never are them. You're always becoming, right? Mm-hmm. So practice, like Vinney just said, is such a great word to add, right, to the list. There's so many more pieces, but, practice. So how do you practice this? And getting in a rhythm of, just like when you're investing money, right? Mm-hmm. You're looking at deals, you're analyzing, you're strategizing, you're getting support, you're talking to other people in the industry. Hey, what do you think about this? Is this a good decision to make right now? I'd love your input. Well, that's practicing.
Yeah.
In a sense, right? So you're always practicing and working, I call it the muscle. It's like working out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a muscle. And so you're always working that muscle. And you said earlier about living life kind of like on the skinny branches or something. You said living life, at the edge, or just going out there and taking the risk. You brought that up,
Yes.
And that is such a huge piece as well, going out to the edge.
I really believe that. I think we have heard the cliche, opportunity knocks at your door. But if you don't open the door, opportunity goes to other people.
Right.
And many times in our lifetime, we come across so many great opportunities, but we are so close-minded. We are so timid. We are so fearful that we just don't open the door even a little bit to let the opportunity come to us and see and make the right decision. Sometimes we make right decisions, sometimes we make wrong decisions, but the life is such. Life is to make decisions. Even 51% of the time, I think somebody told me, he says, if you make decisions 51%, most of us make 65 to 75% better decisions. 20% might be bad ones, or some might even look for 100% accuracy and making the right decisions, but they'll miss out all the opportunities.
Yeah.
So it's that balance we all need to have. And, the big thing also, I want to again stress what you talked about is the wheel of life, I call it, right?
Yes.
Somewhere I read or listened to where they had a wheel and there are spokes, right? All these different spokes, and each spoke is relationship, financial, spiritual, health, mind, body. And you also mentioned from 1 to 10, amazing, amazing technique to draw that circle and put these spoke,
Yeah.
each spoke. And then you give yourself a number and then put a dot there. Then you join all these spokes, the dots. If it's a big circle, it means your life is very balanced.
Yeah.
But if it is a crooked circle, you can't really move forward with a wheel which is crooked. So you could actually take some time in increasing the one where we are deficient in, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I love that concept of creating this wheel. What a great way to give people a visual representation of how you can actually sit down and really look at that. That's awesome, Vinney. Thank you. I love that. Put the wheel down. Create the wheel down.
Yeah, we should always have a wheel. And I think I go back, I maybe one day I should do it. I have a journal, goal setting journal. I have kept it for 35 years. And inside are my notes.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Because who you are today, you are a person who are getting better and better and better and better. But you are today, it didn't happen overnight, right?
Right.
Never overnight success, but it's the process, like you mentioned also, Karlene, that we are in the process of becoming that person.
Yeah.
But who is that person you want to become from our birth till the death?
Yeah.
I mean, we came with nothing, we're going to leave with nothing.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do in the middle?
Yes.
Is so significant. And especially when you get into the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and now in the, golden years, let's say, after 60, 65, 70 to 90, that's the significance and the legacy years. Let's talk about legacy.
Yeah, legacy.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
I want to throw in one more quick little piece
please.
That I think is really important is vision. And you and I talked about this not long ago, is really establishing your vision and imagining what it is that you want to create. And it's okay. Your vision gets to change.
Yeah.
You can be committed to what that vision is today. And in a month from now, your vision gets to shift. And that's wonderful. So now you get to create a new vision. And I think having a vision for your life and really becoming descriptive, like don't make your vision a goal. Well, I want to own, $100 million in real estate assets by blank. That's a goal, and you get to create that. But really thinking about the vision for your life. Who are you with? What do you look like? What are you wearing? Who are the people that are...